right, what's up, y'all? I am about to go live and talk to y'all. I know it's late where y'all at, but it's only 9:23. So I had woke up and I said, let me go live. It's a lot that I want to discuss with y'all today. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I see Snoop 7 in here. And also I see is it Jazz? Jazz A? Hi. What's up? I see Jazz A in the chat. But we're about to go live and talk about some stuff, okay? Really about to talk about some stuff in this particular chat. So I'm really this story that I want to talk about, and I'm so sad that this happened. But a lot of people have been discussing this all over the news. But in Minneapolis, police a shooting at a Catholic school have left 3 dead, including the shooter, and 17 injured. And they were saying that the shooter was transgender. Now, if you know anything about school shooting, usually typically are white men. But in this particular case, it was a transgender. I believe a transgender. I think the person was white, if I'm not mistaken. But somebody said I've been brief. This is the governor. He said I've been brief on the Catholic the Catholic school will continue to provide updates as we get more information. BCA and State Patrol is on the scene. I'm praying for our kids and teacher for those of the first week of school. And this is really sad, you guys, because in this particular situation, 2 children, 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, is deceased. 17 are injured. 14 children, others are elderly, and their 80s, and two of the children are critical. The shooter is deceased, you guys. It was a self-inflicted, 23 years of age, no criminal history. His mother worked at the school at some point, and he literally was a white man. Well, they calling it transgender. This incident unfolded around like 8:30 on yesterday, and this is like so sad because when you deal with, I remember, was it Newtown? I remember back in 2012 when it was a shooter in the school and all of those kids lost their life. It's really sad. Now, when you take your kids to school, you expect to get a phone call of your loved ones coming back home or seeing them get back in the car. You never want to get a phone call on saying, hey, your child is gone. There's nothing that we can do. They literally, somebody came to school and started unaliving people. It's really sad. When I got that story, I said, oh my gosh, here it is again in this country. We are yet again dealing with a situation where a person is powing people and nobody want to do anything about gun control. In this country, we have per capita more shootings in this country than any other developed country in the world. Everybody be saying stuff. Everybody be posting stuff. It's really sad. I'm like, what in the world is going on that people think that it's okay to go inside of a school and to do that to a human being? It's really sad. Now, I got up and I was like, we definitely need to stay prayed up, because if you don't, you get yourself in a situation where you get in these situations where you need God. I believe, I don't know if it was it was a transgender. Hold on, let me see. Let me go back to my phone. I don't know, a transgender. It looked like a transgender man, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it looks like, and he's white. And that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of them situations, I know back in the day in the hood, when you go to school, you automatically are being searched. You automatically going through a metal detector. I believe elementary school, we went through a metal detector. And even in my high school, when I went to Chicago Military Academy, Brownsville, you actually go through a metal detector. So that's this whole situation. You actually go through a metal detector. And when you go through a metal detector, that's the whole point where you go on the whole situation. So you would never had an issue because, again, they will search you before you even get in the building. Now, in these other schools, like a lot of these white schools, they don't have that he was a man, he was MAGA, racist, or so people they don't have where you just come into school and do harm in a lot of these schools. Like, no, because you will get searched. They will make sure you're not carrying anything. And we need to have that same situation in all our schools. We need to have our same situation where you get searched, where you can't come in there and they have armed police. I do believe I am an advocate since we don't have anything to do with gun control. I do believe that you should have armed guards on this situation. I do believe that you should have armed guards. And when I say armed guards, I mean patrolling, making sure stuff is not going on, making sure people is searched, making sure they're not coming in with all that type of stuff, because this could have been all avoided. But it is sad, these children lost their life because, again, that those parents, those families have to deal with this for the rest of their life. There is no way they can go around when you lose your loved one, when you lose somebody that you love. Yes, he shot through the church window while the children was at mass, and it's sad. Like this situation is really sad. And the politicians, this is what the politicians are gonna do: prayer, public vigils, public memorials, and move on. There's no way that they're going to pass the law and to do something about the guns. They're just not going to do it. I know a lot of people think they should, but in this country, they will literally wait and say, okay, you know what? We're just going to pray. We're just going to pray. We're not going to do anything about it. We're just going to pray. And they're going to move on to the next subject. It's really, really that sad. Because I think all of these situations, they should have it. And I agree when Natasha said all schools should have armed guards and metal detectors, but Trump spent $700 million on a parade for his draft dodging self and wasting the money. I remember back when, and it's too much access to guns. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Why in the world are we allowing our children to get slaughtered without any recourse? Why are we allowing that? And I'm just keeping it real. Why are we allowing that to go on in this country? If in this, it's not even about race, because a lot of white children they pass away off and no change happened. I would have really thought back when that shooting happened in the school in 2012, when all them white kids have lost their life. I think it was the first graders. I really would have thought that they would have had a law set on the books to do something about gun control. But because we live in a society where people love their weapons and all that, it's sad. And I do believe that if you have a mental problem, if you are mentally ill, you should not be able to get a weapon. I'm sorry. If you have anything to do with mental, now I did hear they said he was the transgender person was on some type of antidepressant, and it made him go to the school and do that. I know there is some medicine that say if you are suicidal or homicidal, go to the doctor or something like that. And there should be no medicine to make you do stuff like that. And I'm not trying to take up for the person, but they were saying that maybe it was the medicine that he was on that was making him that type of way. That's what I heard allegedly. I heard that. They said maybe it was the medicine. And when that situation happened, I immediately was like, you know what? We got to do something in this country to make sure that doctors are administrating the right medication. I do know once you're on medicine, like the medicine I'm on, it don't make me feel no type of way. I sleep and dream, because I literally had got up and I said, hey, I'm just going to go to sleep and give me some rest and see what's stuff going on. And you have all that type of stuff. So they said, I'm going to put a gun control automatic weapons but Drum took it back in 2016. And so it's really something. I wouldn't even say that if you are trans, that is something that you may have a mental illness. I wouldn't necessarily say that, because there are plenty transgender people that live in this world that don't go out and get a weapon and go out and try to pow a person. That's not the case. There's have been plenty situations where a person go on there and they don't be on there powering people. I'm just keeping it all the way around. He got a whole journal and took time to write in and wrote some kind of manifesto. And then also they say he did something on YouTube, and they took the YouTube video down. He put a manifesto on YouTube, and they snatched it off the YouTube. So it's a lot that's going on when it comes to that. It's a lot that's going on. Okay, it's showing what makes man passive. Oh wow. Okay. See again. I'm not trans, so I don't know what trans people go through like personally. At one point, I did have friends that were trans, that had their issues, but never in a sense of they want to go to a school and do stuff like that. I never had no type of friends. One of my friends was actually trans, and they were a working trans girl on the streets, and they met this guy, and the guy didn't like whatever happened, and they went on and took the guy away. He took the trans person, like deleted the trans person life. So those are the type of friends that I did have, and I miss her dearly. But she was sweet, she was smart, and she just was a cool person. But because she dealt with the wrong person, they literally um, she literally had her life taken away. So in this case, I am sad. I watched it on the news. I feel that if we're going to move forward as a country, we need to move forward as a country with doing something about gun control. And the reason why I say that is because we definitely need to do something as a country. I didn't know what he fully transitioned or going through the process. Well, I don't know if it's a transgender man or woman, but of course, when I looked on the live, looked at his picture, it looked like he had fully transitioned to being a transgender man. That's what it looks like to me. Or it could be a man dressed as a woman, just put on a wig. But I'm really upset because people, they cry, they go through their situations and all that type of stuff. Like they really, really go and they get upset, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like really, really, oh my gosh. But I am praying, and sometimes you have to do more than prayer. Like you have to get involved, and you have to get involved in the situation. Like, hey, let's sit and pray. But it's mm, seeing that going on is really, 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 really bad, man. It's really, really, really sad. I would have never thought that we would continue to have these issues, and it's really sad that this stuff is going on. And I'm like, what? He had grown his hair and changed his name from Robert to Robin. And I'm like, you are really taking somebody's life children that they lived. They want to live. They don't want to have their life taken away. Like, that's crazy. And folks, if you're going through something, if you have some type of mental illness, get the help. Get the help. Don't go around and struggle in your mind and you know you need some meds. I'm just being real. Get the help that you need. You know that you're going through something in your mind. Go get you some help. Don't go around, you hearing voices, you think you're talking to a ghost, or you've been tormented in your mind. It's very important that you go get some help. Very important. Don't go around, doggone well that you need some therapy and you need a psych doctor. Go get the help. And what makes it sad in this country that the big ugly bill, they passed in the law where they cut behavior health, mental health services. I think they cut it by 10%. So that means people that depend upon these programs and therapy and medicine and all of that, now they cut the program. They're cutting these programs. So what are you going to do with all these people that suffer from a form of mental illness? What are you going to do? What are you going to do when a person is having a schizophrenia, manic depression breakdown? You're going to keep them on the street? So me losing everything, I take my mental health, I prioritize my mental health. I say, this is what I have to do. I'm going to prioritize this. I'm not going to allow myself to just be drowning in my own sorrow when I know I can take medicine that will help, and the medicine do help. I'm feeling the best ever in my life because you know why? I am dedicated on taking the medicine. There are some people out here that have been diagnosed and that have been prescribed medicine and they don't take it. You got to take your medicine. You got to say, I'm going to go through it. Even if the medics, people argue, well, well, I take my meds, but sometimes I don't take it no more because it makes me get all drowsy and stuff like that. Then go to your doctor and say, the medicine is making me feel drowsy. It's making me feel sleepy. Do y'all have something to make me feel better? Because it makes me feel drowsy. When I first got on medicine, they had me on 100 milligrams. It was a high dose, and when I was on the medicine like that, I can just remember when I would do a live, I would sleep on the live. I was trying to read a book. I'd be tired because the medicine had me super, super sleepy. And so now, because you speak up for yourself, now they have it on a lower dose. So now I'm still sleeping a lot, but it's enough for me to get an 8-hour rest and then come and do my show and talk to people. But at one point, it was really, really rough because they had me on a high dose of the medicine, and it was really, when I tell you it was really, really rough, it was rough. I'm like, OMG. It was, when I tell you rough, I mean rough. And I'm just keeping it all the way real. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, is this is how medicine feel? And when I spoke up, now they got me on a good dose, and I sleep real good. Like, I had took my medicine earlier. I didn't sleep that way yesterday, and I was like, oh my god, so took the medicine and I slept. I slept really, 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 really good. I said, oh my god, I have to sleep. So that's exactly what I did. All right. Now I'm gonna go to my next story. I know, hey, y'all doing? That's a lot of stories that I have to get into, and then we're also going to talk about the preacher that was arrested. So we're going to talk about that as well. But we love y'all. Make sure y'all share the live. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, share, share. I see y'all in the chat. Hey, CEO. Hey, Natasha. Hey, Chocolate. I see you, Stu 7. How y'all doing? Now, I was watching a clip of Cardi B. She's in court, and Cardi B denies being a black woman. Okay. Being a black American while on trial. Somebody, she said she considered herself Afro-Caribbean. So people were saying, what is that? But she said, I don't want to hear non-black Americans say the N-word anymore. Stop using our music samples, especially our culture. None of these children are foreigners in Money Motion. So they were saying that Cardi B should stop using the N-word because she's not black. Okay. But right now she says what is an Afro-Caribbean? And that's what she said. And I thought that she was Mexican. I didn't think that she was Caribbean. But somebody said she's not. She's Dominican and Trinidadian, which are in the Caribbean. Now the Afro part is a stretch for me. I'll let that sorted out amongst the Creole elite. No black on the islands, only when convenient caste system, aka the same Fat Joe used before the FOFO about saying the N word. Somebody said her mother just used to work in Trinidad. She has no family there, so there's definitely no Trinidadian. Somebody said she isn't even Afro-Caribbean. Where are her African or Caribbean parents? Her mom worked in Trinidad for a few years. This woman isn't Trinidadian at all. Cardi is simply a Latino with 4C hair. That's all to it. Does any of these two look like Afro and Caribbean to you? So people was like saying that her father is not Afro-Caribbean. So that's what she said. She said she was Caribbean. I'm like, oh my God. It's like, what? She don't look Afro to me at all. I'm just saying. She look like a Latino. I'm just saying. That's crazy. That's what I'm like. I'm just saying. I'm like, she do not look like she is like that. I know she don't look like that. I'm like, that's crazy. The 30-year-old is it Armisen Evans terminated his girlfriend pregnancy by placing a what was that? MIFEPRISTOE pills during her intercourse. What? A judge chose to keep a man from normal in jail until his trial for allegedly aborting his girlfriend's baby without her approval. Emerson Evans, 31, is charged with 2 counts intentional homicide of an unborn child, which carry the same penalties as first-degree murder. After reported to our investigators that he brought the abortion pills from a girl on campus, he accused of placing 4 abortion pills inside the girlfriend during the intercourse without her knowledge, according to a court document. The court on Monday, the prosecutor said a doctor visit 2 days before the incident revealed the victim was 7 weeks pregnant and the pregnancy was normal and healthy. The victim told the police she did not want to end the pregnancy despite pressure from Evans. In court, the prosecutor said Evans intentionally lied to the police, but claiming she knew he was giving her the pills to terminate the pregnancy. Later, Evans reportedly admitted to giving her the pills without her knowing. The defense argued the couple has been researching family planning options on their phone, both together and separately, and the two have looked up abortion clinics. The prosecutor said the victim made an appointment to a clinic but canceled the visit. She told the police that she was looking up family planning options to stop Evans from pressuring her. The prosecutor also argued when she took the pill, that was prescribed dose in 1 pill by mouth, another improper dose, dangerous combination with other medication could have caused life-threatening side effects to the victim, like cardiac arrest or severe bleeding. Details in court also revealed the victim took a danger assessment after the incident. She answered yes when questioned if she believed the defendant is capable of self-aliving her. McLean County Associate Judge Ann McFarland said the method used to terminate a pregnancy would have been used if both parties have consented. She also agreed to the prosecutor that there was a risk that Evans could do this to someone else. Wow. That is something. That is something. Terminating a pregnancy and you gave the pill to her because you didn't want to have a baby. Child, that's why y'all have to use condoms because these people will be a little woohoo, they be a little cuckoo. That's why you got to you when I tell you got to use your mind because it is crazy when stuff is going on like that. It is really, really crazy. I'm like, what in the world is going on? Why are you doing this? It's really, really crazy. That is crazy to me. So Travis Hunter is now a father, welcoming a son with his wife. She's pregnant. Hey. And I'm happy for Travis Hunter. You know, I've said in the previous episode that she gonna cheat on him, and I do believe that. That she gonna leave him, I do believe that. All that I believe. But if he happy in this instant, she happy. They were saying on the internet, they said, good for her, bag secure, congratulations to the happy couple. Then they said her list is she wants a baby boy, curly hair as her dream baby. Laugh my A out, she does not want the baby to look like him. I know her heart stopped when she heard him say, he just look like me. Alimony and child support, she hit the baby mama lotto. Somebody said, what the white S on the boy's mouth? My bad, it was still shot. Now I know it was toothpaste. Jesus. Somebody else said, not surprised you got call it with the wedding present here food, and I'm happy it's a boy because they're both colorist weirdos. That's what someone said on the internet. Another person said, I wonder who puts the marriage, her or him, because she looked like she was in her second term in those wedding photos. She's milking him more ways than one. If the baby looks like him, she's really going to be on the bathroom floor crying. They said, wow, she hid this pregnancy well. They said the wedding has been planned since last year, someone said. So let me see what they said in the video. I'm not going to play it out loud because I know they be doing like copyright strikes and stuff. So let me see what they said in this video. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got the camera. So, and that's good. He posted on the internet. They said, well, damn, they waste no time. They said, congratulations to Travis and his wife and on their new baby. He looks more to her. She's into him. What his wife at the background, is she Hispanic, Indian, Arab mix? It's hard to tell. They said she moves fast. Black love, biracial with black mama. Why is the headline written like the baby was born today? I thought the pregnancy was announced and it was a birth announcement. Why she was very pregnant and the wedding was up though. Well, damn, go ahead, girl. Yeah, because she's pregnant. So she gonna get the money made. Go ahead and get your money made. Go ahead, girl. Get that money. You did what you did. You said what you said. You the bag is secure. The bag is secure. The bag is secure. That's all I got to say. The bag is secure from you. The bag is secure. Okay? Yes. So, Normie, Ryan Destiny, Ed Gordon daughter, they threw Lori Harvey a surprise birthday dinner, and she showed up 3 hours late, you guys, to the birthday dinner. So y'all know who Lori Harvey is. She's been a pass around and all of that. So that's how that goes. She's definitely been a pass around. She was out in these streets, but being a 3 hour late to a surprise birthday party, like child, she's a diva. Like that's what I have to say about Lori Harvey. The girl is a diva. The girl, you can't tell the girl nothing. When I tell you she's a diva, she's a diva. She is a diva. And who else secured the bag? Wait a minute. French Montana engaged to a Dubai princess. What? When I tell you that French Montana is engaged to a Dubai princess, the bag is secure. When I tell you French Montana is to the princess of Dubai, the royal couple have engagement to celebrate. Love seems to be swirling in the air. The pre-NFL season engagement with Taylor Swift and Travis, but the reference first tell us that the couple got engaged during the Paris Fashion Week in June, shortly after he started on the one way. The two have been spotted together since 2024 from everyone from mosques to restaurants in Dubai, to manifesting their love in Paris, enjoying desert, and also we don't know when is the wedding day going to happen, but congratulations, the bag is secure. I'm like, I don't know what she's seeing them, but I heard that the family is worth $18 billion. Yee, the bag is secure. Type that in the chat. The bag is secure. Type that in the chat. The bag is secure. So, y'all, on yesterday, we did a live, and this whole situation with Deny, and I want to say this, you guys, I typically try not to take sides on this internet stuff. But when I looked at Deny when he was going live and he was talking about people over here on our show, I'm like, now wait a minute, bro. You coming over here trying to hit the link, and we refuse it. And let me tell you why I refused to let him come on. Because you ain't gonna do nothing but talk crap. You got arrested. You had to spend 30 days in jail because of your failure of not checking in into the courts. You can post about the Walmart situation, which is 1 year, by the way. I am not that same person. If I'm so bad, if I'm so trash, why are you still making money or making videos about me? You is upset that we have changed. We in a better headspace that we have been in forever. No, I'm not bringing them on to the reels. Absolutely not. Nope. Not gonna happen. I ain't bringing your own. You ain't gonna be getting on here on this platform because people are, do that on your own platform and try to cuss people out. Go right ahead. But you ain't doing it over here. Do y'all on your own platform? Because I've been on YouTube for a while, and these people come and go, and then I was upset he had lost his page. You did not do your due diligence, and you want to be nasty, and you lost your page. You can easily regroup and say, how can I regroup and try to come back and all that type of stuff. And let me also say this, because let me also say this. When I got up, I read, and I was like, let me see what he's talking about. As soon as I go on and fast forward, he's talking about the Walmart situation. I'm like, now, wait a minute. Why is he still talking about the Walmart situation? Okay. I'm like, just literally on his page, talking about the Walmart situation. I said, are you something? Are you something? Like, I got up and I said, it's no way in the world that it's nowhere in the world that you know how to talk. And on yesterday when he had hit the link, I said, no, I'm not bringing you on. This dude took off his clothes, showing his body parts. Now, why would I bring you on the air and you showing your body parts? Why? That's a big L right there. Just why? Now, I want to get into this story. Oh my God, this was. Hold on, do I even have? Where's the link at? Because I gotta Let me see. Oh, child, where is it at? Here we go. So yesterday, yes, I believe it was today or yesterday. Was it today? Oh, this was yesterday. So a pastor arrested in North Carolina for forced labor scheme that collected $50 million. A 53-year-old pastor was arrested in Durham, Wednesday after a federal indictment accuses him of forcing recruits into non-stop labor, denying sleep, food, or freedom while they collect millions of dollars in donation he spent on luxury cars, boats, the Justice Department reported on Wednesday. Federal agents arrested David Taylor, who called himself an apostle, Jesus' best friend. He also claimed to have regular face-to-face encounters with God. Also indicted into forced labor conspiracy, Michelle, 56, arrested in Florida. Taylor led the Kingdom of God Global Church and set up 9 call centers in Michigan, Missouri, Florida, and Texas to raise money through donations, according to the indictment issued July 23. Taylor then recruited unpaid phone solicitors to staff these call centers, which raised $50 million since 2014. He called these workers armor bearers, the indictment said, and required them to provide food, keep up his house and cars, and bring women to his house, making sure they took Plan B first. Armor bearers were required to sleep in call centers, meet unrealistic daily fundraiser goals, telling victims that the donation will go to charity. The indictment said they also required to apply for EBT cards, falsely claiming to be homeless, which provided their meals. Those who failed to meet goals faced punishment consisting of humiliation, sleep deprivation, forced repentance, additional work and food restrictions, physical assaults, threats of divine justice in the form of sickness, accidents, death, and eternal damnation, the indictment said. A text to the church worker for 2021 demanded $50,000 from call center workers before midnight, promising the top 9 performers could sleep while the others will study notes until 4 a.m. and eat only soup, salad, and water. My next level adjustment that it won't be to just 4 a.m. It will be every hour you wasted in a day will be added on past 4 a.m. Taylor wrote. According to the indictment, tell them all to stand now and throw water in their faces, especially the people not doing anything or helping to bring in money. You tell them I don't care about being sick. Taylor appeared in Durham courthouse and on an indictment Wednesday, Barron in Tampa. The court's named in an indictment conspiracy to commit forced labor, conspiracy to commit money laundering, all penalties up to 20 years in federal prison. Combating human trafficking is a top priority for the Justice Department, said Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Okay. It's just he released. They released a press statement. They said we are committed to relentless pursuing and it's to scourge and obtaining justice for the victims. Why, rather than charitable causes, money from the cause went to bank accounts registered to Kingdom of God Global Church and Joshua Media Ministries International is its former name. The money, the indictment said, went towards buying several Mercedes-Benz, Bentley automobiles, 5 ATVs, 2 jet skis, a Rolls Royce value higher than $120,000. I watched a couple of his clips, and he was saying, y'all got to give. Stop listening to these pastors say y'all don't have to give 10%, give income. He always preaching money. Then he said, I can talk to my staff any kind of way because they love me. And he said some preachers can't talk to their staff like that because they will leave. I'm like, he would yell at his staff. He would humiliate them in front of the church. He would say all of this stuff to them. And I'm like, now, wait a minute. Hold up. Why would anybody want to follow something like that? But you got a lot of people that follow these type of cults. It's not a church, it's a cult. They be following this type of stuff, and there's nothing that you can do to stop it. They follow it, and there's nothing that you can do to stop it. It's nothing. They would just sit there and they do all type of crazy stuff. Now, back in the day, I'm going to show y'all the video that when we first brought Donat on the show. When we first brought him on the show, I believe this was the episode. Give me a second. I'm going to bring it up. Let me see. So y'all, let's see. This whole situation what he was having. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. And this what he had on the blue jacket. Yes. It's crazy.
It's like, let me go see what's up. And around this time, I was making my videos by Shanquella Robinson, Black Politics, and what we can talk about why I was charged with those 6 counts and stuff. This is the type of content that I was making before entering this sector. And so when Levontre did his interview, I had my own questions and thoughts and stuff. And King Pang usually, like, obviously, dropped the link and I went and gave my opinion. And because I gave my opinion, Levontre felt compelled to come back up and interact with me. So as a content creator, when somebody, a panel guest or whoever is able to do that for whatever reason, you really need to pay attention to that. That person is proven to be an asset to you. That's the way that I see it, because I just attracted the content back into the room, into the live, on the panel to deliver it. And therefore you have another 2-3 hours that you can stretch this material with thousands of more views, and ultimately you can reach your quote. So that's the way I processed it. But at the time, people didn't know me as a content creator, coming from a more hostile, more aggressive, more, in my honest opinion, advanced environment from Clubhouse when it comes to drama beat.
And he came from Clubhouse hostile and got banned house. And so he was trying to come on YouTube and do the same type of behavior, and it didn't last long.
Politics, polarizing conversations. There's nothing on YouTube that you guys can talk about that I haven't already talked about and discussed. And so I'm just transitioning to YouTube. So I did come here with a high, strong opinion about content creating. And I knew for a fact that if I would have went to the stage and said my opinion about Levante, it was going to shake the whole live because they were operating from an echo chamber. But what I didn't expect was him to come back and get. And I was like, okay, this is cool. This is content. This is entertaining. I never took it serious. But what that did was, because I was in an environment that created the opposite echo chamber, and this narrative was going around for a substantial amount of time, I guess everybody already had their minds made up. And because I'm in this environment where everybody who having a difference of opinion than me, it was now, let's attack this guy. We don't know who the fuck he is. He's a problem. Let's get rid of him just because I had a difference of opinion. And I wasn't upset with King Payne because I, as a content creator, knew that, hey, now I'm the content. Because now these people are coming up to target me, attack me, say what they got to say about me as if I give a fuck. I'm like, I'm the content, and this is King Payne. He let me up. I appreciate it. And I know for a fact that I'm being the content. So, hey, if that's what has to happen to jump me into this sector of YouTube, then that's what's going to happen. So I never took any of that personal. But outside of that space, what happened was it created a domino.
Now, mind you, was suing Armand Miguel's former best friend for $75,000.
To where these other group of content creators that I had a list of that I should watch and have been watching and interacting with, when I started, like, let me go ahead and interact, it was just like this echo chamber that was like, oh, he's a problem because he have a difference of opinion. It essentially blackballed me from Perry and Sherelle's space. They tried it with Conscious, and that's why I used to think Conscious was cool, because Conscious was like, I'm not going to do that. And so I had to fight against that. And because I had to fight against that, the first time people see me in my own space is they see me defending myself. And when I defend myself, I'm trolling with the truth. I'm honest. I'm going off. I'm just doing all this other stuff. And I know for a fact that it's entertaining to most people, not to everybody. So I'm like, okay, well, if this is what they want, and this is the aspect of me that has to be introduced to this section, then so be it, because I'm quite used to dealing with this stuff and doing this stuff. So what happened with me and King Payne was, I would still go back to this platform, and there's this bitch that was yelling and screaming. No. Then one day he shut his YouTube down and went over to Instagram. And I was on Instagram with him, and he was like, oh, yeah, I'm in Hollywood. Oh, I was like, okay, cool. Maybe we can link up, go for drinks, yada, 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 won't, and a dumb. Because regardless of the thing, it's like, hey, if me coming on your panel or you share my live, if you have a service that charges for that, please let me know. Because I don't ever want to put myself in a situation where you feel like I owe you something because you helped me. Don't do that. I'm a content creator, and it's valuable for me to be in your space.
I agree. I think that when Denai came on, he came burning bridges because he said, this is the strategy. The strategy is, let me go on these different channels and infiltrate them and do all this other stuff. That's exactly what he said. He said, this is the situation that we're in. Let me go ahead on and do all that crazy. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This what you think, that it's a strategy that you could just come and say stuff about people, say stuff about viewers, say stuff about content creators? That's not a good strategy. And he's no longer on YouTube, you guys. So
on your platform, I understand my value, even if other people did it and still don't. I don't give a fuck about that. I really don't. So when we was over on Instagram, planning to link up because I'm going back home, I'm taking a break from school, all this other stuff, before I went on vacation, before we even fell out, he knew that, hey, I'm going to be back in LA this day. He knew the exact dates, everything, which is why him and everybody exactly targeted me and started attacking me the day I went on vacation, because he knew the exact date that I was going. So anyways, he let Michael S8, verbally sexually harass me, and I didn't appreciate it. I was like, yo, bro, I'm chilling with you. You supposed to be home. This ain't fun. This ain't content. I can understand if it's one thing on YouTube and you need the numbers and you need to preserve your live. Okay, yeah, whatever. But we're now in a small space where only 15 people are in this. Why? This is not content. So this is the way you are, because you let people attack me and stuff. I'm thinking you're doing that because you need the content, and I don't mind, because as a content creator, shit, I might do you the same way one day, and that's just what it is. But now we're in a smaller space, and you're allowing some sexually inappropriate comments and stuff to be made. And I'm telling you, yo, bro, chill. We just chilling. I'm not with this performance.
And this is like another person where he was saying that was trying him in the bedroom or was trying to get him and stuff like that. I always say that about people. But do not have to understand, you have been the problem. You have been the problem with everybody. You was in court with Armand Wiggins' former best friend. You was in legal situation with him. Then that didn't work out. Then now you on Twitch trying to drag other people that is not even paying you no mind.
Shit, I'm just chilling. I felt like I was chilling with my homie. Let's get to know each other. Let's link up, yada, yada, yada. And after that, I was like, oh, no, I'm not going back over there.
That was another viewer that did it, not King Payne. The King Payne was doing that to you?
So it's this dude named Michael.
Oh, okay. It's another guy. Okay.
So, but King Payne would make sidebar comments. But you got to understand, I've been in Hollywood. That shit like wore off my sleeve. So I have a higher tolerance for explicit language towards me based on whoever perceives me to be attractive or not. And I don't say I'm used to it by now. You know. So was there any comments? It wasn't like so in your face direct. You know, it was just normal shit that I brush off every day, anyways. You know. Then after that, I stopped going to his space and I expressed it. I was like, you know, I left quietly because I created a live. It's my space. I can create whatever. And I was like, you know what? This dude sexually harassed me. King Payne did. I'm done. I'm not going back over there. And I think he felt some type of way because when I did go back over, somebody just threw me a membership. And I was like, how the hell did I get this crown? What is this? And I figured out later it was a membership. And then he was just throwing sidebar chat at me. And I knew he was talking about me. So I commented. He's like, what are you talking about? You got your own platform. He sounded so hurt. And like, I was like, oh my God, it's like, really? So I went up to his platform and there's this chick named Dummy. I was trying to have an actual conversation with him. Like, yo, bro, I didn't appreciate that. You know, and I was going to talk to him as a content creator because we never really got on that level of I'm a content creator that has my own mind and my own thoughts. His thing was, oh, this guy is interesting with a difference of opinion. I don't know who he is, but let me throw him under the lituation. I'm like, I'm actually more valuable than that. I never took that serious because I'm a content creator, right? And then after that, it's been downward. And then, so the content in which he struck was content where when I was cool with him, I would cover him. And so a lot of these content creators, what they do is they like that as long as you're presenting yourself to be one of their yes man, they'll let you cover them and all of this stuff. And then they'll go to striking. And all of that shit is fake. And so his whole thing was people are coming from my live streams over here because you got to understand what I did to change the dynamics of this Jaguar race saga. Jaguar and Guma got into it, and I saw an opportunity to be like, hey, there's content that people are sweeping under the rug and they don't see the value of it. And because he's the underdog, I can make him get on top and me and him both can be building each other. And so that's what I decided to do, was collaborate with Goomba because Jag was pushing false narratives against him. And when I did that, all of them, that's when they stopped. That's when they really started, you know, oh, we're not going to shout him out in the chat. We're not going to do anything. So they were scared. They were scared. And then the day I went on vacation is when all of this shit happened.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So when you send me a DM about Armand, you need to get over it. I'm glad that you're experiencing in real time what Wiley have been experiencing. And I'm just glad letting you just echo it because when you have a voice, you become a threat. They don't want to shut you out. They want to shut your page. That's why I never play other content creators' content because soon as you go away and no longer sing their praises, they go strike. They did the same thing to Coffee City when she was praising Wiley. They didn't like it. They started to strike her, and she no longer covered YouTubers. So I'm glad you explaining this, and now people are saying, "quote This is making sense." Now I want to ask you about before we get to the lawsuit, I want to ask you about Conscious TV because me and Conscious were cool. He was on Two Man and a Lady, a weekly show that we did, and Conscious reached 40,000 subscribers, and he acted brand new. So, but So I want to know, where do y'all went wrong? Because I thought y'all were cool. I'm like, and I saw like what you said this on your community wall. You said conscious TV, F your politics, get out of your feelings. The sky is my limit because I got no ceiling. So what made you?
Even he had problems with conscious TV. So you're saying the history of people down through the years of him having issue with people, have an issue. And he just got on YouTube at that time. He was on YouTube maybe for like 2 months. I mean, for like 3, 4, couple of months. He wasn't even on YouTube longer. He was getting into it with everybody.
You fall out with conscious TV.
So what made me? So first of all, Conscious TV was the first like content creator that was on this, you know, this bubble that I was supposed to become a part of, and now I'm breaking free from it. Was the first one to say, you know what, we're not gonna bash. Like the thing is like if I'm in your chat, it's like so many. Boom. At first, I was like, maybe it's the graffiti background or whatever, and it was noticeable because what happens is people that was in King Pain, people that was they start, oh, he's a problem, get rid of him, block him, and all of that. And Conscious was like, no, we're not gonna block the knot. We give everybody chances. And I was like, you know what, I actually like this because I'm having to combat all of this stuff, and these people have not even seen me in my own live or seen what I can do, what I talk about, know nothing. And so when Conscious did that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a liking to Conscious because Conscious vicariously defended me when he didn't know that I, you know, had to defend all of that stuff. And so from there, I don't know how it happened, but from there, somehow, I don't know who exchanged phone numbers with who, but at the end of the day, like I told you about this list, there's content creators that I'm supposed to collaborate with or compete with. And so exchange numbers, and I instantly was talking about YouTube and my shape on YouTube, and kind of like asking for guidance on what to do, what not to do, who is who. And hey, you know, I think I fucked up over at Perry and Sherelle. I actually like Sherelle because I was on her channel. Then the next day, there's this audience panel person named Essence that got me blacklisted from over there. So I was like, damn.
He had his issue with Sherelle and Perry. So it's like a history with this man. He was good into it with everybody.
And Conscious was like, I know this person. I was like, okay, cool. Well, let's collaborate. And whatever that collaboration looks like, we don't know. Only the future can tell. But right now, can you like get me in touch with these people so that they're not acting like this? Because at this time, I was acting like I was too like afraid to go out there and open my own live stream. I was like, damn, I need to get on these people panels and yada, yada, yada. And so I was like all over the place because of this list. It wasn't because I want to fuck somebody or because I wanted a personal friendship or anything. It was just me implementing a strategy that I was taught and that I was told to use. And people conflated that as, oh, he's clout chasing. No, I mean, call it whatever you want, but I have an actual strategy here. And this is what I'm working out of and working through. And so with that said, Conscious was one of them. Would have a plethora of conversations with Conscious about me. Mine was about YouTube or my day-to-day. Nothing sexual, nothing too personal or anything. It's just and there not for me, at least when it comes to too personal. And then so before, I'm gonna tell you, so because I was like in touch with Conscious, I was like, Conscious, I'm about to blow up on YouTube. This is at this time, this is when I probably had, like, this is before Goomba started coming over. So not very many people was paying attention to me. So I was thinking ahead because I already was utilizing this strategy. I was like, yo, Conscious, I'm about to blow up on YouTube. And when I do, these people are going to dox me on some fuck shit that I've already addressed and answered. So how about we do a live stream where I go ahead and put this out there to get ahead of it? How much do you charge? What do you charge? This was my initial interaction with Conscious TV. Let me see. Was like, let's do an exclusive to put this information out there so that I can get ahead of it. Mm-hmm. And that was my initial interaction with Conscious TV.
How long that was that? That was like a couple of months ago, correct?
No, I'm going up right now. I'm showing you. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. All of this is between me and Conscious. So all of this is between me and Conscious.
Okay.
All of this.
All right.
So it's still going up.
Okay. So y'all had a communication, and when you brought it to him and said you will pay to get ahead of the story, what was his response? What was Conscious' response?
So the reason why I was like I would pay is because I had a budget. It was a part of my budget to do this stuff. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like I was like, you got a platform, you're on this list. All these people that's watching you gonna eventually start watching me, vice versa. Hey, let's do this interview so I can get ahead of this. So I don't have to answer this. Let's do this for
okay. So because we have a person here, and I want to read this. They said Conscious did not want to get involved with him with all the stuff that you was into. They said Conscious never got back to him. Then stuff came. I think that you blame, this person is saying that you blame Conscious TV for not doing the interview. And they said Conscious TV said he doesn't owe you anything. So I'm glad for me.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to correct that before we go off in the tangent. For me, to y'all saying Conscious and yada yada, but to me, it felt like because Conscious knew before I even spoke to Conscious about what was happening, the fake doxing, the fake narratives, the fake health freeze, Conscious already knew. So therefore, Conscious was in the bushes on YouTube, on other platforms. And so when I spoke to Conscious about it, it wasn't like, oh, I don't want to get involved. It's like, damn, I wonder how emotional is not going to react to this before I get involved. It was never like I never want to be involved. It's just about the right timing. And then when it first started happening, I was calling Conscious. I was like, damn, it's happening, but we were supposed to do this shit already. All right. So I'm calling Conscious. And while I'm hitting up Conscious and getting no reply at the time, all of this shit is happening. So Conscious is collecting all of this information, trying to figure out how far it's going to push me. Because when I do speak to Conscious, it's like a baby Dookie voice. Like, are you okay? Fuck yeah, I'm okay. I told you, let's get ahead of this shit. And now this shit is out here. Like I'm kind of tight because I came to you saying that I have a budget to do this too. So you won't say that I use your platform
for free.
For free. Thank you. So I don't owe you anything. If we got in the text messages that my initial thing was like, what's your what do you charge? So let's do this because this shit is gonna happen, and I need a solid, more well-rounded platform to get ahead of this.
Yes.
So that all of this can be disputed, not by me, but by the fucking shit that's already there.
So why do you think, in your opinion, that Conscious said no? That he did not.
Conscious did not say no. In my opinion, Conscious is a communal narcissist. What communal narcissists do is they like to get close to you, like to take information about you, like all the personal shit, and then either use it against you or use it against you by making content out of it, or using it against you by looking at you down and out in some type of needy situation to then come in and present themselves as a savior, but it's a narcissistic trait. So it was never like I don't want to get involved. It was like, when is the most appropriate time? Oh, now you're desperate because all of this shit is out. Now we can go ahead and do it. That's the way I interpreted it. Okay. And even interpreting it that way, see, people think I go off and I be like, nigga, I have more fun in the trolling than you. People think I'm stupid, dumb. No, I'm not. I'm very educated. I can have any conversation. So it read very narcissistic. Let me help you when you're desperate or in dire need to correct this shit.
And how I look at it, he didn't want to help you and push you further. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it, because when Conscious grew in numbers, he was different. So now that you having this experience, I said, he getting it now. And that's why when you experience this, I seen everything happen. I'm just watching. I said, he's going to understand what Wiley is going to, because he's going to experience it. Because when you jump on these different panels, it's all good once you get 10 people in your lives. Once you start getting their numbers and higher, they're going to be different. So now you're gonna hear and you receive it and all of that, and that goes to every kind.
That's facts, Chad. You would be cool with people one time, and then when your channel started to pop off, they'll be acting kind of different. They don't want to hit. They don't want to hit the phone no more. They ain't gonna let you back on. It's gonna be glitching. They're gonna remove you.
I don't care who it is. If you start doing better than them, they're going to turn against you. That's what it is. They're not going to say your name. My name is blocked in multiple chats. My name don't go into titles. And you know why? Not because they don't want me to get the clout. So you experience that because you with Conscious. You on their panels. You here with King Pain. Once you start growing and get popping, because I seen the numbers, I said, they're going to feel some type of way about that. And you're battling with all these forces, all because you just the hottest thing around in this T sector. Like you're new and fresh. Now, that was a Conscious TV piece. Okay. Now, also with the AD2 piece, you also said,
wow. Okay, hold on. Let me finish up the case. Let me finish it up.
We're Conscious. Okay, go ahead.
So, I despite all of that communal narcissism, I didn't mention it. I didn't say anything because it's the world we live in. What happened with Conscious TV was there's this guy that thought he can roast me and talk shit to me, and like I wasn't gonna come back for him. And Conscious picked the side, and then also in that same.
Now, mind you, when I did this interview, it's a lot of stuff that I forgot, and I'm like, oh my gosh! Like I said, let me go back to where it was, and I'm not gonna say I regret bringing him on the platform because during that time he had a lawsuit with Armand Wiggins' former best friend. So I'm like, I'm bringing him on the show and just to have this conversation. And fast forward, not a man dragging me. He said all this type of stuff, and then we made a community post, and we was like, let's pray for him and stuff like that, and wish we did, and God worked it out for him. So now he have to go through his own challenges and trying to build up his Twitch. But yesterday, it doesn't make sense trying to beef with me because I'm not coming down on the thing. I don't care how many links you send me. I don't care how many requests you should send me. I'm not coming to go on your live on that type of way. You're not gonna pay me to do that. No.
Live stream Conscious also expressed, like, I don't know if you guys can see it because you're the audience looking in, but like we have long text messages.
Yeah, long text messages.
There are certain text messages and certain things that was said over the phone and certain things that was said on YouTube in front of y'all to where your interpretation is not the same of it as me. And I just felt like it was too predatory. I'm just being really honest about it.
Well, he take up for a predator. So it is what it is. So, and I'm talking about Conscious and Larry Reed. Both are predators. They take up for each other. and he get funding from a predator. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. And the reason why me and Conscious fell out is because I starting to uplift just joking. Oh, this is my mentor. This is my pastor. And I started getting donations and then Conscious felt some type of way. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then he was crying. See, this is why Wiley is a threat to people. I will put it in a comedic way. He was crying because Armand got invited and Storm was in Storm's apartment. He didn't get a seat at the table. What did he do? He cried and he ended the live. Now, you know, Conscious is going to go live for about 10 hours. This particular live, he ended it within 40 minutes. He was hurt because he did not have a seat at the table. So all that boot licking and licking Larry Reed laddie pad, he invited your ops, Armand Wiggins. You know, but hey, that's him. But I'm glad you was able to clear that up. Now, I want to ask, because you said something about AD2. You said AD2 hiding behind a paywall, selling a lie, big A word, couch, potato, living off your mama. Okay, so what went on with you at AD2?
So here's the thing, like
that's another content creator. Like if you go through the whole list, like this interview, and I'm just saying this, I'm like, oh my gosh, like you had issues with everybody, and H2 now gets it a lot. You know, he posted that man family. And I'm like, that's low. He cussed out the sister. I'm like, that's low. And now he's not even cool with H2 at all. And in his, he said that a Russian told him to go in the YouTube community and infiltrate YouTube so he can get the clout. And he crashed out because that strategy just did not work. It didn't.
You got to understand something. Coming from Clubhouse, like, people have built empires off of exploiting my name and my likeness, right? And so coming on YouTube, when I see that happen, I have to gauge people's intention. Like, if somebody put my name in the title in the live stream and I know that they're a fucked up person, yada, yada, no, I'm like, oh, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But then if you present yourself to be cool with me, like, oh, we had a small issue and then it was settled, and then you're putting my name again and talking behind pay, I'm like, and I hear him, I was like, he created a live stream and I was sent it. I was like, yo, why you got my name in the title? What's up? I thought we cool. This is why I'm hitting you up about it. Like, if a bitch put my name in the title and I'm not cool with you, I don't give a fuck. Like, say that shit. Matter of fact, let me look at it to see if you're funny or not, see if you even worth roasting and trolling back.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? So when he did that, he got slick out the mouth. I was like, bet. Because see, and he stated out of his own mouth, he said he like you because when you troll, you're funny and you're not hurtful. And when I troll, I make people angry and get under their skin. And yes, that's what I'm gonna do. And so he just and then
I'm glad. So you bring it up, I want to say this. 82, number one, he has some serious allegations with.
Who the fuck is 82?
I'm talking about AT2. Y'all know. He's been on the show.
82. That nigga do look 82. That's his new
name. So Mr. A, the T, and the 2 was accused 82. of serious crimes dealing with children. So I made the conscious decision to distance myself because I said publicly and privately, I said, you have these serious allegations and you're going on this platform and you need to sue Sean David Way because he's accusing you of being a person that violates children. So
and that I'm telling people, like, I remember back when that happened, he was mad at me. I was like, no, Sean David Way is putting that stuff out there because they were beefing. And this was like going on Station Head and all that. I'm like, what? I'm like, what in the world?
A serious allegation. And then also, I seen how he turned against Monica. He was a huge fan of Monica All About the Tea on her panel, begging to go on her panel. And then it was a big fallout with the panel. He dragged Monica from All About the Tea and did a funeral for her. And so we did a whole funeral. So we did a show, Two Man and a Lady. And he said, I want to be on Two Man and a Lady. I never said yes because I knew how he did my friend. And I know how he do people. And I never brought him on because he will befriend you for bigger numbers. And then once he see a downfall, you getting dragged, he will join in on the drag. So I said, can't deal with you. You one of those type of people. And you never know who Wiley knows. And I would sit here and act dumb and slow, like I don't know nothing. And I'm getting all this information and just watching how you move. And when he did that to you, I'm like, that's his character. If he feels like you have a downfall, he will drag you. That's what it is.
It's but he's like
and that's why I stand on it. And I believe that. That's why I was like, oh my gosh, he had these issues with everybody, and then if you go down, AT2 will definitely join in and will drag you. And I've said this, and now mind you, this interview came out a couple of years ago. What, 2 years ago?
I don't give a fuck if he have 1,000 people. It won't be 1,001 because I don't give a fuck. He is not even entertaining. He's not good. He has nothing going for himself at all. Like, that's just my honest opinion, number one. And number two, I firmly believe that it's trolling going bad. My nigga, if you want me on your platform and on your panel, then say that. Like, or if you're trying to present yourself as an op and I don't know you, pay the fucking fee. Like, I already been to your panel. You've already talked shit to troll me on your panel. I'm not finna do that. You don't get that luxury anymore. Like, I go where I want. And if I don't want to go there and you want to show, pay the motherfucking fee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's what I want to say, because him and Sean Wago, he accused him of serious crimes. They actually said that he watches children get it on, that's all illegal. And I don't think that's great to be listening to that and not do anything about it, because that's serious. So I distanced myself from that. And then how he did Monica, I distanced, and I said he will never be on Two Man and the Lady, because how he did. And when he did that to you, I'm like, that's his character. But I'm glad you see it. So moving on from that, now, go ahead. I'm sorry. You want to add on to that? I'm sorry.
Well, I was wondering if you wanted to get to the HIV allegations.
Oh yeah, I had the list. So
okay, then go ahead.
Yeah, because they were saying that you were evicted. You had a lawsuit with the AIDS Foundation. That you were sued, and I was like, oh, okay. And I posed the question. I said, wait, do he have that, or do he not? And then people said you denied it. Then they were saying Sean David Wade interviewed your ex-boyfriend, and they put the allegation that you are positive. And I said, okay. I don't want to believe no ex, because how do we know if that's his ex? Because we don't see no visual. This is all audio. So now we're here today. Do you have it? And if you want to disclose, that's up to your business. And what happened with the eviction with the AIDS Foundation?
Okay. First of all, any of my exes, they have shit to lose. They have jobs, careers, families, and a lot of stuff to lose. I highly doubt anybody would be able to even get in touch with any of my exes. As a matter of fact, I typically don't put out my personal private pictures with my intimate partners, whether they're guys or girls. That's just my status quo. I posted food, but not the date. That's number one about an ex. So that's fake content. That's fake news. That's pump faking. And whoever listened to that, do me a favor, don't ever come and listen to me and believe whatever you want to believe. Mm-hmm. So that's number one. Number two, I do not have HIV/AIDS. Since the filing and the pursuit of litigation of that particular lawsuit, I believe it was in 2018, I have taken I've taken at least 7-8 HIV/AIDS tests, never tested positive, not even a fake positive, none of that. Mm-hmm. I don't have no HIV, I don't have AIDS, I don't have no STDs or anything like that. I'm a very clean person. I'm a very direct person, especially when it comes to sexual health. All of that is fake content, punt faking, right? As a matter of fact, I actually self-doxed myself and showed 3 years worth of HIV/AIDS STI tests, and all of it said negative. I did that here on YouTube, and then I deleted it because I have friends that's living with that and are emotional about that, and said that nobody should have to go the length of self-doxing themselves just because somebody else is calling them out on sexual health because they're not fucking you. So I felt bad, and I felt like I was doing the HIV/AIDS community a disservice by having to put that out there, because just imagine if somebody do have it and I'm this person who has influence, and they say, well, did not put out his test results, why can't you? And that person don't want anybody to know. You never know where somebody's mind is. So I have to be socially responsible. But any day I prioritize sexual health. I encourage every Black person to know your status, know your results. Go get tested. Go get tested every 3 months, every 6 months, whatever the case may be. Go and get tested. Know your stats, know your results. Absolutely. And it's funny how it's two gay men who take more dick up the booty than anybody put those allegations on me. David Wade looked like he lost over 50 pounds in the matter of 3 months. You look like you got AIDS. Officer Dust Mike King Paint, he is dry, dehydrated, ashy mouth, ashy lips.
No, we don't. I want to say this. I don't know if they have it or not, but I've been accused.
They look like it.
Okay, yeah. Just your opinion. I want to say they accused me of vicious crimes. I mean, King Paint did 15-part series, and I'm on the list and all that. But I will tell you this, and that's how we found out that his name was Michael and his last name, whatever. We served him with a cease and desist, and we was this close. And then we did find out brother ain't got that much money like that. No, so
like broke as fuck. He's broke. Got to pay me $80 every month in child support.
Yeah. So he was broke. So So I want to dive. So you get in there, they accuse you. It is what it is. If you want to believe it, baby, believe it. Who cares? But I want to dive now. What's relevant today with these court documents that came out that back in, it was filed, I believe, back in March the 30th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because on the court documents and it's all public. So he sued, King Payne sued you on March 30th, 2023. But then we also got some court documents that King Payne tried to play broke, that he only made $2,800. But I do remember King Payne saying, I have multiple Airbnbs, you know what I'm saying? So how you get all this revenue from Airbnbs and you only make $2,800? That's okay. So why did he sue you? And what is the update on that, suing you in federal court?
All right. So I actually, if you check the files, it's a document. I actually loaded it. So I'm gonna talk about that. So King Payne sued me in federal court because he is so jealous and so evil to where he felt like he was going to wash me and end my YouTube career. Not only did he not want my platform going, he wanted my name going because he's that envious of me, right? So when you file copyright, and I'm gonna tell you,
he sent you 6 strikes. He sent you. I was wondering that he did. He struck. I think it was 6 on the court documents.
But he put out more. He put a total of 9 strikes on my channel.
Okay, right? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so, so in doing that, what happened was, So the reason he did it is because when people copyright strike you, there's a process. So they copyright strike you, and then basically they check a box saying that they declare under the penalty of perjury that it's legit, right? So even when YouTube has sued content creators, and I can pull that up for you. And then that content creator's defense was, I thought it was fair use. And YouTube was like, no, this behavior is excessive. You know it wasn't fair use. You're hurting our platform. And so it's a crime when you copyright strike somebody and say under the penalty of perjury that, number one, you own a valid copyright and that is not frivolous. And number 2, that is beyond the scope of fair use. So in doing that, YouTube is like real niggas. They shoot first and ask questions later. Let's be clear. And so there's a process where you get the counter notifications. So you send a counter, you have to wait 10 days. He was waiting to respond to those, to drag out time and all of that stuff. Right. And within the 10 days, YouTube says this person does not file a lawsuit or have a court order, then we'll reinstate it. So he was that adamant about getting rid of me on the YouTube streets to the point to where he actually left LA because, first of all, he didn't want me to know where he lived at in Los Angeles because I was going to show up at his house. No questions asked. I was going to show up at his house with my camera out. We were going to be live on YouTube or Discord or somewhere. Y'all was going to get the content because I was going to beat his motherfucking guys out for playing with me. And so he drove all the way up to the Bay Area and used some fake address and filed the fake ass lawsuit up there. What I mean by fake is it's just unintelligible. It's broad. It's boilerplate allegations, right? In order for you to bring a felony copyright infringement, you need the Department of Justice to do that because that's a crime. So you meant civil copyright infringement. And ever since 2019, in Fourth Estate versus Wall Street, the United States Supreme Court stated that you must own a valid copyright before bringing about a copyright infringement lawsuit. So it's frivolous. The court don't even have jurisdiction. And it takes about 4 to 6 to 10 months to get a copyright registration from the Copyright Office. Like you can go and copyright it and get a case number, but you're going to have to wait about 10 months to actually get that registration. So that's number one. He don't have that. So even if he's 100% right, the court has no jurisdiction because he has no registered copyright. He needs the copyright before commencement of litigation. So even if this case goes on 6 months later and he get a registered copyright, well, the date that copyright is going to be post-dated after you filed the lawsuit. So now your case is going to be dismissed without prejudice so that you can refile it. And that way your copyright is predated before you filed the lawsuit. I know all of this, and I'm pretty sure you've seen me actually battle corporate attorneys for a substantial amount of time. And I was telling King Payne, I was telling him all of this. I was like, you don't have a valid copyright. What are you doing? This is fair use. What are you doing? Oh, your image, this is fair use. Here's the case. What are you doing? And every time I tried to like communicate with them and be like, yo, listen, you're wasting your time. You're going to lose your platform in the end. And it just seems like he got more and more torturous. And he don't realize that once the court dismissed that lawsuit, I'm going to have my attorney to come in and contact YouTube legal department. He's going to be out of here. And I'm going to sue him, David Wade and Jaguar, for defamation. I got all of the receipts of them saying I got HIV AIDS. I screenshotted everything in David Wade, made a call, got rid of his Patreon like that. And I didn't get rid of Dust Mites because I feel like there's more real estate. But you keep on digging and poking, I'm going to get rid of Station Head. I'm going to get rid of all of that.
Who represent King Pain? He represent himself in there, or do he have an attorney, or is y'all both representing yourself?
Yeah, he's representing himself, and he's representing himself. You are allowed to represent yourself.
Yes, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
That segue into another portion of the conversation.
Okay.
I did a whole video about it, about me facing the 6 counts of practicing law without a license, where if you go in Highlands County Sheriff's Office and get the actual police report, which is public record now, you will see that in that police report, it specifically states that Denat Ricketts signed probate estate documents on behalf of himself and my mother and all of them. We was involved. So this is a lot of mix and matching the paperwork and co-conspiracy from the court, which is a system of white supremacy, in conjunction with the police officers. So the police officers, upon information and belief, did something to my sister, and my sister was unalive. And I found, and I was going to do anything and everything necessary to avenge my sister's untimely demise, right? And one of those things was holding the police and everybody accountable for negligence in their possible involvement in filing subpoenas and getting subpoenas to get more information. So when I subpoenaed the sheriff's department and got a piece of information that alluded that the police department was a part of did something to my sister, hence Ronald Green. They said he died in a single car accident and the police is the one who killed him. And hence my sister died in a single car accident, no witnesses. And every one of the witnesses was either a police, a school board employee, or somebody who's running for mayor. Those are third degree relationships with the police department. So my family and us, we know that the police killed my sister. And I went out them in the court and they all conspired against me. And so I don't have any records. I don't have a criminal record. Been arrested plethora of times. Do I have a record? Absolutely not. So because I don't have a record, they have this.
Ready to lose the hat and regrow the hair? With Choose
order that says that if you're a first-time felony offender, they can refer that to you. Because I don't have a criminal record, they knew they was going to lose the case, because everything that I'm saying to you, I was going to say in front of the jury. I was contacting the mayor, contacting Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry. I was contacting people to build, to like, y'all ain't finna try me like this. And so it was a co-conspiracy because I try to protect my sister. And ask me, will I do it again? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't regret it. I'll absolutely do it again because I know that I did nothing wrong. And you can represent a probate estate. What they didn't know and what they didn't expect was I was going to be a paperwork gangster and make them have to drop that shit. So this whole diversion, I guess that they was like, oh, do this because legally this is what it is. But there was a backdoor way of dropping it by saying, hey, we still got you to do something. And that diversion, which is public record, was basically to pay $350 and the case was dismissed. And that's public record.
Okay. So why you don't go, before we get more into King Man, to law school? If you know how to do these things, why you don't just go to law school and get a law license?
I'm glad you say that, because in the state of California, you can study to become a lawyer rather through your own cases and having some attorney to sign off on it for 4 years before you take the bar. I have about 3 years of service hours and stuff that don't expire for the next 10 years. Well, in this case, for the next 7 years, it don't expire. So all I need is another year before I do that. But I don't want to do it because you're taking a sworn oath of office to be a part of what I consider a system that is not for me. And a lot of lawyers, they really don't have the freedom of challenging the system like that, or they can be penalized with jail, fines, imprisonment, all this other type of stuff. And I've been considering it, but right now I'm just like, I don't want to do that. So yeah, I got 7 more years to fight my own case. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to my copyright attorney friend, who is Stephen Lowe, who is the #1 copyright attorney in the nation, office in Beverly Hills. I'm going to show him what King Pain is doing, and we're going to laugh and say, this nigga don't even have a copyright registration, and he's broke. And I'm going to get more hours accumulated towards me becoming a lawyer, because I am literally practicing law, working in a law firm, or doing something on my own behalf, practicing law on my own behalf, that is. So it's just,
and it's good that you got some knowledge with this case.
And we have been telling him, I told him, why don't you go to law school? I don't remember even asking that. So I asked him a lot of great questions. And to this day, he doesn't even have a law license. I think like he should be focused on that instead of just trash people on the internet.
What is the next step? It was filed. Are y'all going to jury? When are y'all going to be in front of the judge?
So with this, King Pain is not going to make it past the magistrate.
Okay. So it's break that down, because I don't know. So because you broke down your channel, so to the people that are brand new to you, break that down to the people that are watching.
So when you're in pro se, which is representing yourself without a lawyer, rather he paid the $402 or not, he still has to go through the technical aspects of what it means to have a pleading in the complaint. So if you look at King Pain's filing of a lawsuit, it's on generic papers. So he doesn't have to go through the rules and the regulations and the federal court rules when it comes down to pleadings and stuff. But there's nothing there in the complaint he filed. So what's going to happen is, at worst, the magistrates basically, I filed the motion to strike his motion to proceed without paying court fees by telling the judge, yes, on this paper, he says he makes $1,800 as a barber, but he's committing perjury because he didn't count his YouTube check, which YouTube give you a W-2 for. He didn't count his cash outs, PayPal, and all of this stuff. He didn't do any of that. So I asked the court to actually investigate him and hit him with perjury. And so the court got that on April the 17th, and there was a court ruling just issued 4 days ago that basically the judge basically acknowledges my motion to strike without acknowledging it by saying that you're going to have to pay these fees. But I wanted them to acknowledge that he committed perjury. And so they're showing him grace and leniency, even though, like, and I know how to read court documents. I know these judges, their temperament, how they think and everything. And at the bottom of the first page of the document, you have it right there. You can use, the judge says, although we sympathize because you broke and can't afford legal fees, you're going to have to balance paying for regular life and paying for this court case because you're going to have to pay us this money. Basically, that's what the court said to him.
So pretty much like a payment plan.
So it's a payment plan. So Officer Dustmite has to pay $80 since that's my son, or since I'm his son, allegedly. He has to pay $80 every month in child support to the federal court for the next 5 months. Or if he missed one payment, if you make a late payment, if it's on the 16th, I don't give a fuck if you had to go to the hospital. I'm filing a motion to dismiss because you paid late and it wasn't on time. And then on top of that, the court is going to throw it out either way because they don't have any jurisdiction. And once the court files and get that dismissal, YouTube is going to take his platform because he violated the Copyright Act under Section 28 USC Section 512F. That's the DMC Copyright Act, the takedown notices, where he's signing these documents under the penalty of perjury. YouTube have sued people for that, and they're going to take his platform, and I hope they sue him.
Yeah, so I see. Wow. So when is you got the answer on that? So when is the next step? Do y'all have a court date, a next hearing, or no?
So no, my motion to strike his motion to proceed without paying court fees was supposed to be on Tuesday, because it is past midnight. And then they're gonna take that off the calendar because the judge has already made a ruling on the motion to proceed without paying fees by saying you're gonna have to pay this. Your first payment got to come before the 15th. You got 5 months, and if you late, we subject to dismiss this. So if he's late and I get a court stamp on the paper on the document saying he's late, what he do after that is done. So
what if he's not late? Then what?
What if he's not late, or if he go ahead and pay the $400? I'd be happy because at this point he's just buying himself time. His platform is already gone in my mind. It's already gone because see, I know how this stuff go, and he's so freaking dumb. He can't even fathom thinking about what he's doing and the harm he's doing to himself. And as I continued to try to tell him that, he just took it as like it was some game, like he used it as content.
Yeah,
like,
so because now this is like literally a court battle. Have anybody like Armand or anybody reaching out to you regarding this? Because them two did fall out. This is public record. I'm not surprised why a lot of content creators not talking about it. We're talking about it. Once it came, the case number, and I was able to see that, okay, this is real, you know. So have they reached out to you to end this or no? Who, if anybody reached out at other content creators to say, hey, let's bring you on the platform to talk about your story with this lawsuit?
So, like I said, Conscious TV, we were supposed to do the exclusive about the docs and shit, that about my basically my public information and who I am, yada yada, to be ahead of that shit. That shit happened. And so because that shit happened, Conscious knew that there was a lot of steam around my name and that my platform was taken down and I was unable to go live. So Conscious was like, okay, let's, you know, I created the title, the thumbnail, that title, the thumbnail, all of that is my shit. I created all of that, even down from putting the donut in the emoji in the chat. That's all me. And I was like, Conscious, use this. This is the title. This is the thumbnail. It's gonna go viral, and it did. So Conscious was the one who, because I like whenever like court documents and stuff come up, there's select content creators. I send it to them. Like, you want to cover it, cover it. I sent it to Sherelle. I sent it to Pear. I sent it to Conscious. I sent it to Tony the Closer. I did not send the actual court document to Armand. I did not talk to Armand about him actually suing. The last conversation I had about KP with Armand was that he put false strikes on my channel. So Armand is not aware that a lawsuit was filed in the litigation. So no.
As I know he's aware now. Oh, this is, I'm learning from this. Is sad because I did know about this when Armand's channel was struck by Kaya, and they were talking about how you have to go to court, blah 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 blah. And so I didn't know about this, but this is like the first time I'm seeing like two content creators go back and forth talking about, you know, the copyright material and that you have ownership and about fair use and all of this. So I'm quite interested to know where this going to.
I battle. Well, I battled Hollywood executives by copyright infringement in court for 2.5 years. So like, why would you go?
And then he said he battled Hollywood. It's like, I don't believe that. Battle Hollywood executives? What?
Oh, why would you take me to court when
I don't think he did his research? You know, I don't think he personally did his research on you and all that. Because when I read the file, I'm like, this brother was filing motions and all. Like, it's in the article. Like, you were actually filing motion. You know, they don't like that when you black. If you was a white boy, they probably would have gave you a medal. Like, you congratulations, but you're black, filing motions and all of that. So you're a threat to the system. I want to ask you this: is there any resolving? If King Payne were to call you today, would you settle and be like, okay, with this water on the bridge, or you will continue with your legal lawsuits against him for defamation and for the wrongful filing all these copyrights? So if he call you, are you cool with him and say it's water on the bridge or no?
Well, technically, there's only one lawsuit right now. That's the lawsuit he has against me. And it's not going to be water under the bridge, because you can talk about my deceased relatives. I just shared my tears. We put away my people beautifully. That doesn't hurt me. You can't hurt me on something from my past. That's why it's my past. You can't hurt me on it. And, you know, we can unpack that a little bit after this, but let me finish this statement. But the minute you as a black person, and I just had this, me and Whack 100 just got into it privately, like about the same shit. As a black person, if you're presenting yourself as a fucking gatekeeper, I don't want shit to do with you. I don't give a fuck who you know, what you got. You cannot control me and tell me what the fuck to do. If that's your MO, or what I mean by if that's your actual MO, get the fuck away from me. And I do know that there's a hierarchy, but you don't leave at that. I don't give a fuck what you got, who you got, what. I don't care. So when black people present themselves to be gatekeepers of other black people, I have a deep issue with that. And that's the only thing that has greatly offended me on these YouTube streets, that a black person can try to silence another black person using a white man's system to do it, all because you don't like what they got to say instead of being a man to be able to speak up for yourself. King Pain cannot speak for himself without a tribe of women around him that don't even like him. Let's be clear. They don't even like him. They're only around him because it's a guilty pleasure, because he's a flamboyant, flaming queen. They don't like him. They control his platform. They get a kick off of doing that. He don't understand that, and he don't see that. All of these women from the Discord, they don't like him. They don't know what's best for him. And I came to him as a brother. So if I come to you as a brother and you show me that you're going to try to unalive me in the metaverse or do something substantially to interfere with my freedom, expression, finances, there's no going back from that. You can talk all of this.
So I see that, and I told y'all I was going to play a couple of that. Now, you guys, I was talking about the whole situation with Tamar Braxton. Tamar Braxton and fucking Aniva, she unfollowed fucking Aniva, and I'm glad she did, because when you're friends with a celebrity, you should have some type of loyalty. And he went and he dragged her, and she showed proof that she was in the hospital. So she unfollowed him, y'all. She unfollowed him, and that's how that situation went. This definitely, I'm just diving into it and just talking about it. You got to be careful who you befriend in this business. And he went on the internet and dragged her personal business, and now she unfollowed him because she was like, wait a minute, why are you doing all this type of crazy stuff when we supposed to be cool? And I was like, why would he even say this about her when she went out for his birthday? So apparently she did drop him from she unfollowed him, so they're no longer friends. Now she did put a thing out about him on her page. She said, oh, she's sorry and stuff like that. And then she just went on and unfollowed him, which she had every right to do, because I'm like, he was doing too much. He was definitely too much. My humble opinion. All right. So I just thank y'all so very much for coming in. I will drop the link if anybody want to. She did. I think I saw the clip of her to see if it's stuff like that. She showed proof. Also, too, I would post in a number if anybody want to call in. I want to make it too lengthy, too long, because I know yesterday, thank y'all so very much. We did a show yesterday, and the show was, how many hours did we do yesterday? I think we did 6 hours yesterday. That's what it was. We did 6 hours of content. So I know we have been really, really busy with the content. So we did 6 hours yesterday, and it was 6 hours. I'm like, oh Lord. And y'all get, hold on. Okay, let me see. I'll put the number on the screen here if anybody want to call in. And then we're going to go. Okay. Thank y'all so very much for tuning in. I know it's late because it's 11 where I'm at. I know it's late. The number is on the screen, 972-674-9462. If you want to call in. Also, too, we are starting September 1st. Some people have reached out to me. They said, hey, Wiley, we are doing the 60-day cleanse. September 1st, we're doing the cleanse. So we want to shout out to Armand for the journal. I'm looking forward to it. That's starting September 1st. Also, too, sometime next week, probably, me and Tasha are going to discuss this book, Cassie, Victim or Co-Conspirator. That's going to be sometime next week. I got 2 more chapters to read, and I'm done with the book. We're going to cover this book sometime next week, because I want to make sure she fully read it, because I want to make sure that we both read the entire book. So that's going to be next week. Okay. They said that dinner was AI. Convinced Shimar contacted the whole. What was the concocted this whole thing? Y'all is funny. When I say y'all are funny, y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. So if you want to contribute to our show, is the numbers on here. The number is on here. Wiley Show 1990. Thank you all so very much. This was a good live. And yes, I'm about to close out. We talked about our subjects. We'll be go back live. When we go back live, I'm gonna try to go back live tomorrow because we did miss a couple of days. I know y'all will catch it in the replay. Thank y'all so very much. If you want to follow me on The Wiley Show. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitch, I will start posting on Twitch because I do have a Twitch account. I just want to make sure I give y'all the right name. So I'm going to go and I'm going to start posting probably tomorrow. I'm going to start posting on Twitch. Probably tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm gonna start posting on there. I haven't posted it in a while because people's like, "Oh, you get the notifications. Oh, they're so well." So I would definitely try to post over there. Over there. Thank y'all so very much. I was like, I'm gonna do the quiz. I'm just so excited. I am so excited. So I'll tell y'all, little black boy, you beautiful little black girl, you're enough. When times get hard, always remember to put God first. Bye, y'all.